Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Fan, your ultimate destination for all things America's team. Whether you bleed blue and silver or are just starting to catch Cowboys fever, this is the place. If you are a die-hard fan, please make sure to subscribe for more latest news and updates of your favorite team. All right, let's dive into the big question on every Cowboys fan's mind right now. Could the Dallas Cowboys actually trade one of their star players? This is Dallas Cowboys news you absolutely can't miss, and we'll be breaking down what's fueling these rumors, which players are in the spotlight, what a trade could mean for Dallas this season, and why the team might or might not make a big move. So let's get into it. All right, if you're a Cowboys fan, you know this team has been a roller coaster ride for years. Expectations are always high. The star on the helmet? It stands for something, and this fan base won't settle for anything less than excellence. But that pressure comes with its challenges. Anytime a team as popular and visible as the Cowboys underperforms, rumors of potential trades or even shakeups at the highest levels start flying around. And right now, there's been a lot of speculation swirling around the idea of trading a star player. Yes, you heard that, right, one of the Cowboys' star players. Now, let's take a step back for a second. The Cowboys had high hopes this season. They made moves in the offseason, they drafted some talented rookies, and they built a defense that's genuinely impressed. But despite all of this, there are whispers that Dallas might just shake things up again. And let's be real, trades of this magnitude rarely happen without a good reason. Sometimes it's about fixing a specific weakness. Other times, it's more about building for the future or making room under the salary cap. But whatever the reason, the team's front office doesn't take these kinds of decisions lightly. And with the Cowboys, it's usually about finding that perfect balance between right now and the long-term vision. One thing fans always want to know is, why now? Well, it's no secret that the Cowboys have faced a few disappointing performances lately, especially in those tough divisional matchups. We all know how competitive the NFC East is, and losing even a game or two can put a serious dent in their playoff hopes. So, when we look at potential trade candidates, we need to consider players who, despite their individual success, may not have meshed with the current team dynamics. But Dallas fans, you're smart. You also know that anytime there's talk of a trade, it's more than just stats. Sometimes, it's about the bigger picture, the locker room chemistry, and building a team that can go all the way. So, who are we talking about here? Which players are being mentioned as potential trade candidates? Well, it's worth noting that Dallas has a few standout stars. One name that keeps coming up is, of course, wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. Now I know what you're thinking, trade CeeDee? Are you serious? He's been an explosive part of the Cowboys' offense, and he's shown an incredible amount of talent. His ability to create separation, his hands, his speed, it's no wonder Cowboys fans are so attached to him. But hear me out. The logic here, if there even is any from a front office perspective, might be about how his departure could open up opportunities elsewhere. He's in a contract year, and if Dallas doesn't think they can lock him down long-term, or if they're not sure he's the absolute fit for their future plans, a trade could be on the table. Another name that comes up is running back Tony Pollard. Pollard has been electric for Dallas. After Ezekiel Elliott's departure, many expected him to step into that star running back role seamlessly. And while Pollard's got the speed, vision, and versatility, there have been questions about his durability and whether he can handle being a full-time workhorse. Trading him might allow Dallas to bring in assets to fill other areas of need, especially if they're considering building a more balanced offense rather than relying so heavily on the running game. And then there's Dak Prescott. Yeah, I know this one's a bit of a long shot, but we have to talk about it. Dak is the face of the franchise. He's been through a lot with this team, and he's beloved by fans. But let's be honest, every season there are whispers about his future. The Cowboys' success in recent years has been somewhat inconsistent. And there's always that question, is Doc the guy to lead them to a Super Bowl? Trading a quarterback isn't easy, especially one as established as Prescott. But if the front office thinks they could make a move to get a younger quarterback with long-term potential, or if they're looking at other QBs around the league who might better fit their vision, they could at least consider this option. However, the chances here are pretty low, given how much Prescott means to the franchise and the fan base. Let's look at the financial angle here, because let's face it, the salary cap is a big part of any NFL trade. The Cowboys have some cap space to work with, but it's tight, especially with the contracts of big-name players. Releasing a star player or trading him could free up some much-needed cap space and give Dallas the flexibility to target free agents or build depth in areas where they're a little thin. The NFL is all about making tough financial decisions, and sometimes trading a top player is more about saving money for the future than it is about the player's current performance. There's also the draft angle to consider. The Cowboys are one of those teams that love to build through the draft. They've made some fantastic picks over the years, and they're good at spotting young talent. Trading a star player could potentially bring in a few high draft picks. And while draft picks are no guarantee of future success, they do give Dallas the chance to build a young, hungry team around their core. This is an approach that has worked for other teams in recent years, especially in a league where young talent can make a big impact right away. Another factor at play here is the front office's long-term strategy. Jerry Jones and the Cowboys organization are always thinking big picture. They're not just looking at what'll help them this season, they're looking at what will keep the team competitive for years to come. If trading a star player opens up possibilities to bring in younger, more versatile players, or gives the team more financial breathing room, it's something they're going to consider. Remember, this isn't a franchise that settles for mediocrity. They're in it to win, and they're willing to make bold moves if it means getting closer to that elusive 6th Super Bowl title. So, what would trading a star player mean for the Cowboys fans and the team culture? Well, Cowboys fans are passionate, and losing a beloved star is always tough. Players like CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard, or Dak Prescott aren't just names on a roster, they're symbols of the Cowboys brand. They represent hope, grit, and the dreams of every Dallas fan. But at the same time, Cowboys Nation is used to change. They know that if the front office believes a trade is best for the team, it's a move made with championships in mind. The reaction from the locker room would be interesting too. Team chemistry is huge, especially in the NFL. Losing a top player can shift the entire dynamic. But if the move brings in a new face that energizes the team, it could lead to a new chapter. The Cowboys' leadership would need to step up, keeping everyone focused on the goal and not the distractions that trades inevitably bring. In the end, will the Cowboys actually make a trade involving a star player? It's tough to say for certain. While the rumors are intriguing, the Cowboys' front office will weigh every option carefully. They're not afraid of taking risks, but they're also not going to make a move unless they're confident it'll help them compete at the highest level. The Cowboys are in a position where one big move could potentially turn them into serious contenders, or it could backfire. So, to answer the question, could the Cowboys really trade one of their star players? Yes, they could. The NFL is unpredictable, and sometimes the most unexpected moves turn out to be the ones that define a franchise's future.